Hi, I'm Alan Smith and welcome to the show. Do you ever feel like these days that we throw so much away? There's so much waste. It just seems like if something doesn't work anymore, we just pitch it out. But there are things that can be done for these items to be, well, creatively rethought, where they can have a new life. Take this dough bowl, for instance. I love the shape and the size and the depth of it. It has lots of uses as a vessel, not just for bread making, which it was originally intended. It's a beautiful container. So this sort of transformation and multi-use can apply to larger things. When Paul Quinn College in Dallas, Texas could no longer afford to keep their football program, they turned their entire football field into an organic farm.
We Over Me Farm is based off of one of our institutional ethoses, which says that the needs of the community supersede the wants of the individual. In 2007, our current president, Michael Sorrell, came on board, and the college was failing. So one of the first things that President Sorrell did is he sought the board approval to disband the football program. Being in the Highland Hills neighborhood, we were in a federally recognized food desert. And so part of the founding of the farm was that we wanted to make sure that we're giving food back into the community and helping our neighbors with healthy eating and nutrition. The primary challenges towards transforming the football field into a working farm were raising the funds to convert the field and then having enough labor to keep up with it. Through a generous donation from the Dallas Real Estate Council and PepsiCo, we scraped the field, we brought in about 80 loads of compost, and then we started transforming the football field into a working farm. For the first 6 years of the farm, we didn't have a tractor. So every year, hand moving compost, hand tilling, hand weeding everything. We installed a drip irrigation system with main lines 1.5 feet under the ground. Through securing the donation of a tractor, we are rocking and rolling now in our 7th year of operations. We Over Me Farm has one full-time staff member, which is myself, and then we're staffed by student employees. So during the school year, I have 10 to 15 students who work on the farm as part of what's called our Work College program. All the students get to learn not only how do you transplant tomatoes or start shoots and microgreens in a greenhouse, but they also get to learn how do you read a business plan, how do you develop a 10-year crop plan or expansion plans to the farm. What are our marketing strategies? How do you sell this produce? And these are all skill sets that they can then take and apply in whatever their field or career of choice is. So it's being able to take control of a task and then see it through to completion and be accountable for both the successes but also the failures of that project and learn from that experience either way. As we come together as a group, as a community here at the college, we're able to accomplish a lot more than individually. Currently, we have 2 acres in vegetable productions, a 3,000 square foot climate controlled greenhouse. We raise aquaponically raised tilapia, we have chickens, we have bees. We commit to donate at least 10% of what we grow back into the community. On top of that, we sell another 15% of our produce at cost to faculty, staff, and community members so that we're getting affordable produce in our community. The rest of our food we sell to high-end restaurants around Dallas, and that allows us to subsidize the cost of running the farm. Our future plans for the farm are, one, to expand the farm so that we can grow more produce and expand access, but then 2 is to implement healthy eating and nutrition education programs. We see Paul Quinn College as being the new urban college model that can be replicated on any piece of vacant property across the U.S.
When we come back, my friend Jay Schwanke gives tips for arranging flowers from a grocery store. Picking up a bouquet of flowers at the grocery store can really brighten someone's day. My friend Jay Schwanke can take an ordinary bouquet and turn it into something really special.
So a convenient place for us to pick up flowers is at the grocery store. And when we bring them home, many times, people typically just drop them into a vase. But let me show you how to take that beautiful arrangement and make it into something wonderful, just like this. So this is a great time to look at the flowers. Remove any bad leaves or flowers that might fall below the waterline. We've got a great selection of flowers and foliage, and we're going to put them into a cube vase. So many people love a cube vase because it spreads the flowers out. And the secret behind it is making the flowers shorter. I call it the shortcut. We'll cut our flowers so that they sit on the edge of the vase and the stem extends across the bottom. You can use a locking blade knife, or you can use a bypass cutter like this, whatever you're comfortable with. We'll cut our flowers at an angle and place them into the vase. So we've angled those across the vase, and it starts to provide structure down inside. Next, we'll use our lilies, remove the leaves that would fall below the waterline, and we're also going to pop out these little pieces of pollen so that they don't fall off or stain any of our linen. Large piece like this syringium, we can cut it into two separate pieces so that we can use it two different ways. Our first one has all of these pieces that branch off the inside. It'll go in the center of the bouquet. The other two pieces can get tucked towards the outside. You can add foliage in between. The great part about having fun with flowers is it's the experience and enjoying the arrangement yourself. The secret to a beautiful grocery store arrangement truly is the shortcut.
Do you have an old wheelbarrow? I'll show you how to put it to good use coming up next. Just look at all of these salad greens. Can you believe it? Before I jump in here and start harvesting, I want to show you how I created this. I love to upcycle. I love to take something that you would normally throw away and get creative with it. So I save everything, like old wheelbarrows. And I have a friend who's a masonry contractor, and I called and I said, look, you got any old wheelbarrows where the wheels have come off, or maybe the handles don't work anymore, or they have holes in the bottom? Well, I got 3 of them, and this is what I did. I created 3 little gardens by lining up these wheelbarrows and filling them with a good, rich soil and making sure that the bottom of the wheelbarrow had some holes in it because you need good drainage. I planted these with spring salad greens. I've got 3 types of lettuce growing in here: Butter Crunch, red sail, and this beautiful deep burgundy colored red oak leaf lettuce. I also have kale, arugula, as well as a few herbs like flat leaf Italian parsley. Oh, and I can't forget about this gorgeous spinach. Now, once this is finished, the spring crop, I can come back in and I can plant tomatoes and peppers. You don't have a lot of room? Give this a try. Just consider it food for thought. Hang around, we'll show you a great use for some of those old t-shirts. If you're like me, you probably got some old t-shirts lying about, t-shirts you won't wear anymore. So what can you do with them? I mean, there's no reason to pitch them and throw them away. So why not come up with something creative like a plant holder? Like this. You can make it with a single t-shirt. Let me show you how. When we return, there's an exciting museum for all ages that pushes the limits of the imagination. I don't know about you, but when I find something that I can repurpose and reuse that's the perfect fit for something, I get really excited. This mantle is an example of this. When I designed and built this cottage, I found this 1830s mantle in an architectural salvage place. Now it's time for the mantle to go into place. It was the perfect fit. I just love the patina on it and all the soul that it represents. It really made the room. Now, if you want to take this idea a leap forward, go to the City Museum in St. Louis. It's amazing what they've done with all sorts of pieces. Well, you just have to see it. You see, it's an interactive museum for all ages that uses repurposed objects like airplanes, bridges, a fire truck, and a bus, and reimagines them in a completely and new and quirky way.
Last year, our visitor count was 843,000. People come all the time and they want to know our business model, and we don't have a business model. We don't have budgets. We just build, and we're fortunate that people come and find it exciting. The City Museum started in 1997 with Bob Castley and his wife, Gail Castley. The museum part's kind of confuse you, more of an amusement or an evolving sculpture, if you will. The building was once owned by the International Shoe Company. This was the warehouse. Across the street was the headquarters. Tennessee Williams worked here when he wrote The Glass Menagerie. The Alton Giant was the spokesperson for the company. And Bob liked it because it was a commercial building, so it's solid concrete. So we're able to cut holes and just do things you couldn't do in a normal building. The attractions that are what people want to see most is the roof, which we're on now. We have our big giant praying mantis and our bus that's hanging over 10 stories that you can actually get in and open the door and look down. There's Monstro, which is one of the biggest jungle gyms in the world. It's always rated one of the top. Our cave system, we have 3 spiral slides, 2 of them are 10 stories. And then just climbers everywhere, slides and climbers. Bob saw multiple uses for everything. He was very good at it. And in fact, he said that he didn't design City Museum, thousands of designers before him did, because he was using their materials to create his objects. The design process, when Bob was alive, Bob would come up with everything. It was his idea, and then he had a crew that worked behind him to build the stuff. Now, in the absence of Bob, we build as a collective. So I kind of identify areas that could use a new attraction, and then we have a crew of about 12 or 13 that start submitting ideas, or I give them proposals. These guys that build our stuff, they had worked with Bob, some of them for over 30 years, so there's still a lot of Bob in them and design qualities that he taught us. Like I'll say, hey, how about we build this 10-story spiral slide? And then they'll be like, yeah, that's cool, but it'd be cooler if we did this, and they add some extra loops. So yeah, we have a group that we work with. I think what people like about City Museum is that we're always changing, we're always building. I mean, there's miles and miles of tunnels within the museum. There's the cross from the Alexian Brothers Hospital, that's where The Exorcist took place. We have 10 stories and then 2 stories on the roof to add to, and then half a roof that we can build a garden on. So I hope it invokes some kind of one of design. I know that it's spawned some museums like us. People want to give away their crap, so it's easy to get stuff. I think the fact that we're always adding attractions and just kind of pushing those limits, that's what people want to see.
Want to learn more? Visit PAllenSmith.com for delicious recipes, garden tips, blog posts, and our online store. Well, that's all the time we have for today's show. But I hope in the show you found some ideas to reclaim and reuse some things you might otherwise throw away. You know, just use your creativity and come up with something fun, even a conversation piece. Until next time, I'm Alan Smith.